Hello, friends. Host Eric here, talking with famous people. I'm going to read J4YN1CK5's comment. I'm not going to throw any accusations. I'm just going to share this article for anyone interested, including Eric and Rachel, to make comparisons against. I would be lying if I said I didn't see red flags. I hope you two have a healthy concept of new relationship energy and that its temporary nature is natural. I want to see everyone feeling safe, valued, and unabused. If that's how you feel, then blessings to you. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. Keep checking in with yourself to make sure that's still how you feel. And he sent me this article on love bombing. Now, I want to address this stuff a little bit here too as well. First of all, I think he did a great job of couching that with his FE there and stuff to make it respectful, and I appreciate that. It's a curious phenomenon because what people conclude about things is somewhat revelatory of how they act and think in general. Here's the thing. It's possible to get into an actually good relationship with someone who actually loves you a lot and is really enthusiastic about you, and vice versa, and for it to be totally healthy. I mean, look, unhealthy relationships make a person feel bad, ultimately. They make a person feel bad. That's why you need FI, so you can tell when your relationship's not any good. You might say, well, how do you know, Eric? Then how do you know whether it's good or not, or what? She hasn't made me feel bad. I know that. And let's go over this article. Love bombing is a narcissist's secret weapon. And in this article, I'm going to explain to you what it is, how you can spot it, and what you can do if it's happening to you. Love bombing is the practice of overwhelming someone with signs of adoration and attraction designed to manipulate you into spending more time with the bomber. In other words, I guess extreme coming on to somebody. At the heart of love bombing is manipulation. A narcissist uses it as a way to control you. What constitutes love bombs? Love bombs are actions to gain your love and trust. It can be flattery, compliments, romance, or promises of the future. Once they have your trust, they're in control. Well, wait, hold on. That's quite a big leap there. That's quite a big leap. Once somebody has their trust, they're in your control. You're in their control. That's not true. Duh. A narcissist will manipulate you to get what they want. Because, look, trust is a conditional thing. Anytime somebody violates trust, then there's a consequence on their end. Just got to trust somebody doesn't mean I'm blind to acts of indicative of untrustworthiness. It's ridiculous. If you're focusing 100% on the love bombing narcissist, they'll get angry. They won't be able to comprehend that you have other things going on in your life. I mean, that's not the case with Rachel. Here's the kicker. Narcissists struggle to maintain mutually beneficial relationships. In other words, the relationship will only benefit them, and over time you'll be left in the dark to heal your emotional wounds. Okay, well, so far, it's been very mutual. It benefited both of us. She's eager to please, and I'm eager to make her happy. After all, not everyone that is romantic and sweet is a narcissist. That's true. Genuine expressions of love from the actions of a love bomber narcissist. Number one, everything is way too quick. Now, we qualify as this, but again, first of all, remember, my relationship didn't seem to come out of nowhere and answer all my prayers. I basically shopped for a chick, and I picked Rachel because I liked her a lot. It's probably too good to be true, and it could be that this person is really trying to swoon you so they can manipulate you later. It doesn't matter how swooned I am. I'm not manipulatable in that fashion. Well, as soon as anybody tries to get me to do stuff I don't want to do or think is wrong in any way or immoral, there's going to be pushback. Now, I may persist in a state of fighting with somebody indefinitely, but there's no way in fucking hell I'm going to be gaslit. Period. It's not going to happen. I mean, anybody tries, gets my fucking foot up their ass. This is for, like, weak people or something. You'll find that as time passes, their demeanor changes and they seem to be needing things from you instead of making you feel like the special person you are. Well, of course she's going to need things from me. I want her to need things from me. I need things from her. Duh. Remember, the genuine love grows slowly, and the fast moving isn't what it's cracked up to be. Okay, look. Genuine love grows slowly. I agree with that, right? But committed love enables genuine love to grow. And there's this failure to recognize a need to compromise here. You know, I need to have the safety, the emotional safety and certainty that provides me room to emotionally grow in the relationship. And that means establishing what the relationship is right away. Otherwise, it's unsafe and it's not a comfortable place in which for my plants to grow. You know, hack spirit. When you're in a bad position, they'll act like your savior. I have never. The narcissist's eyes will light up when you're in a bad situation. It doesn't happen at all with Rachel. Not that we've been in any bad situations, but if I seem unhappy, she seems unhappy, frankly. It makes it seem like they're the hero, and that without them, you'd be screwed. Rachel has not one shred of that. She thinks I'm the hero. I think she's my hero, but she thinks I'm hers. Here's what you need to look out for. The main difference between someone who's genuinely helping you from the goodness... We're both loving each other. We're not helping. It's not a utilitarian thing. The genuine person won't make a big deal of it. Neither of us do. We both say please and thank you, and we love you a lot. We're both very kind to each other. They're focused on helping you and won't need to gain anything from it. They're not searching for a reaction for you. In other words, no FE at all? Fuck you, hack spirit, your FI biased bullshit. That's garbage. A narcissist will help you while expecting admiration from you. They will tell you that what you're doing is kind of helpful. Anybody with bad FE might, or anybody with FE seeking, or it's like that is not a sign of narcissism. That's a sign of being an FE user and not a stupid FI user who thinks that all FE users are fake. They want you to think they're the best person you've ever dated. Doesn't everybody want that in every relationship? They want you to admire them so they can eventually manipulate you to get what they want. What is it that Rachel wants that she has to manipulate out of me? She's got me. Whatever's mine is hers for the duration of the relationship. What might she want? To get married? To have me get her pregnant? Oh no! Horrible! What do you think she's trying to do? Get on the YouTube channel? Great. That's what I want in a relationship partner. Somebody who wants to be on the channel. I mean, come on. How ridiculous is this shit? They'll ask questions about your previous lovers. She hasn't done that. They'll likely insult them. She has not done that. Try to make them look like losers. She has not done that. They're doing that all by themselves just fine. After all, they're trying to compare themselves and show they're better. They want you to realize how lucky you are for dating them. If anything, I have to check myself because I'm always comparing her positively to my previous relationship, and I tend to want to be like, oh my God, this is so great being with you, Kimberly, and then I feel bad because I don't want to be talking about my ex. Here's what they're doing. They're merely reducing your self-worth to a level that you're manipulated into thinking that you are really lucky to have them. She's not reducing my self-worth at all. She's totally building me up all the time. Just with her honest enthusiasm for things that I do and just her honest love for me. They drop subtle hints about how great they are, how much better they are than the previous people you've dated, then call them out for how self-centered and lame they're being. I mean, that's bullshit. I ask her directly. I say, hey, can you tell me ways in which I'm, different, better than previous people, without talking about the previous people at all or naming them at all? It makes me feel more comfortable. It makes me feel more confident in the relationship, more secure. I like to hear things like that. I'd appreciate it if you tell me things like that. Does that make me a fucking narcissist? Or is it only if you drop subtle hints? I mean, I'm, like most people, have some insecurities. And some people get reassurance in kind of clumsy ways, maybe. That doesn't make them fucking narcissists. Watch out for attempts to reduce your self-worth. She has not ever done that at all. She doesn't bag me or put me down. This is what Kimberly did to me. This is what Kimberly did. So we got in fights right away. Throughout the first few weeks of it, even. I do love myself and respect myself. Rachel also loves me and respects me. And I love and respect Rachel. This stuff where people are like, well, she's a narcissist. You don't know her. You don't really know her. That's true. Oh, that's just fine. I'm not marrying her. I'm not welding myself to her. I'm thrilling and being in love. It's great. I don't think I've ever really been in love like this before. Not just with this for a few. They want to provide solutions for you so it looks like they're here. That's not the case with Rachel at all. She does not want to provide any solutions. She says to me, I don't like to really work or do anything. I'm like, I don't want you to work or do anything. I just want you to be my sex toy. I can if I have to. I'll go, just eat fucking eager to please. Whatever. She just doesn't, she's tired of being on eggshells constantly. They want to reduce your self-worth so they can admire them and think how great they are. It's not the case at all. They want ammunition for when they abuse you later in the relationship. That's Kimberly, for sure. If they keep bringing up your past shit times, then watch out. That's Kimberly. A genuine person will be happy to talk about, but they won't always bring it up. There's time and place for those discussions. Watch out for it and be skeptical about someone who is regularly bringing up the tough times in your life. Let them know it's weird and you'll get the hell away if they don't stop. Yeah, I don't even want to hear it's about tough times in her life. She certainly doesn't talk about tough times in my life. They're not direct and they backpedal from what they initially said. This is not Rachel at all. But again, this is an FEDOM thing in general. That doesn't mean a narcissist doesn't care about being genuine or authentic. Look, there's a certain amount of FE care and sculpting of things that is perfectly fine. It's just an example of people attending via their natural means of attention. It's not fucking some sort of indicative of subhuman status. This is what FI does. This is the bullshit FI does, right? Writes these bullshit articles which do damage. They do real damage. Like, whoever linked this to me, I forget what their name was. Oh, J4YN, bam, yeah. He apparently takes this shit seriously. Even though it's complete garbage, obviously. They're always good. I mean, I'm not saying this because obviously Rachel's not a narcissist, but I'm saying this whole article is garbage. It's just FI bias, just all over the place. They're always giving you gifts. Rachel's never given me any gifts. Oh, she gave me one gift. She gave me this little elephant. Whoa. What about people whose love language is gift giving? Are they all narcissists? If your new love is looking for you to owe them for the kind of things they've done for you, it kind of defeats the purpose of doing nice things, doesn't it? She's not doing that at all. The affection you get will be superficial. Love bombing is superficial in nature, so it makes sense the affection they give you is superficial. Watch out when they mention aspects of your behavior or personality that aren't true. I say that kind of shit after 2 dates. I'm not a narcissist. I'm trying to control them. I'm, not good with my feelings. I'm getting a whirlwind of emotion or whatever. Or I did with her anyway. Not with the other people. They treat other people like crap. I've never seen her treat anybody like crap. No, she's never rude to the waitress. She's polite to everybody. She's great. Something just isn't right. You getting a weird vibe from them? Did they not take a hint when you rejected their advances? They complimented you for things that aren't true? No. When you feel something isn't right, it usually isn't. After such an instant, I have not one shred of that feeling right now. Not one shred. I haven't had it since the moment I started talking to her. I was suspicious at the beginning of her in general. And I asked her a bunch of questions. And she gave me... She's obviously telling the truth to me when she answers me. All the time. She tells truths that she doesn't want to tell, that she feels are embarrassing to me when I ask her. I can tell. Just back at the beginning when we were not... Now we're really comfortable with each other. Well, this is all dried and ready to smoke. So here is my harvest from that plant. Once it's all small. But it's probably at least half an ounce, I would guess. I want to give a shout out to Peter Dentici for... Maybe an ounce even. I want to give a shout out to Peter Dentici for buying some Florida's Natural grapefruit juice today. Be like Peter Dentici. Go out and buy some Florida's Natural. You won't regret it. You might think you want someone to be at your beck and call, or you might even dream of someone who looks to you for everything, but when you see that kind of relationship in reality, it looks very different from how you thought it would. Really? I mean, I'm looking for a best friend and a lover. Somebody to spend all my time with, including all my activities. I'm a very social guy, so it's going to have to be a social person, including all my activities. I'm looking for... I'm an SX. Enneagram SX. I feel most comfortable as part of a two-person partnership. Me and a woman. This article would indicate there's something wrong with me because of this. That's FI for you. In this instance, it's FI gone awry. FI needs to have cognitive function knowledge, or else it will go awry like this consistently. And just basically engage in a totally blind ontological assault, blind unintentional ontological assault against people who aren't FI. You're expecting a never-ending cycle of emotions. Everything feels steady in this relationship. It's so calm and steady and easy. Wow, it's great. I've never felt anything so easy and stable and calm. The most healthy relationships are stable relationships. That's advice you should definitely take to heart. That is true. Everything with her is stable, consistent, easy. Easy. It's easy to communicate. We both can communicate with each other. Easy to get our needs met. We both have the same kind of needs. Easy to have fun together. Easy to hang out together. Just so easy and nice and pleasant and fun and not awful. And I mean, what this article is sort of convincing me is that maybe my ex, but she didn't really do this at all. She really never love-bombed me. She was always spiteful from the get-go. There were times when she was, more loving or less loving, but by and large, she was always... She never over-complimented me, that's for sure. She insulted me from the get-go. I don't know why the fuck I put up with it. If you find yourself experiencing ups and downs like you never experienced before, that's what happened in my last relationship. And you need to recognize this is psychological abuse. That was that in the last relationship. A narcissist will try to bring you down. They'll superficially love you, then they'll abuse you and take what they want. That's true. That's true about my last relationship. But if you respect yourself, this is not... Okay, this part maybe. Realize you're inherent... But this is... Look, this is wrong too. It's not... It wasn't I didn't respect myself or realize my inherent worth. It's FI-polar. But because this person doesn't know anything about cognitive functions and is an FI user, they think there's something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. This article indicates there is. It indicates that because I was in that relationship for such a long time, then I didn't respect myself or didn't realize my inherent worth because I wasn't able to stop them from controlling me and manipulating me. The reality is, no, I did stop her from controlling and manipulating me, but I took the abuse. So, I don't know. Actually, this weed needs a little bit more time. It's not 100% dry. We're all on a continuum when it comes to narcissism, huh? Let me see about that. The word narcissist often gets tossed around as just another descriptor for someone who's vain, boastful, or arrogant. The truth is, not all narcissists care about fame, looks, or money. Some can be extremely quiet, so if we get stuck on the images, we miss troubling signs. Okay. What all narcissists have in common is a strong desire to feel special or stand out from the other 7 billion people on the planet, but they go about it in different ways. It's important to note that narcissism itself is not a disorder, it's a trait that occurs in all people of varying degrees. It's only when those narcissistic traits begin to negatively affect a person's life and relationships they become part of a diagnosable mental health condition known as narcissistic personality disorder. Okay, yeah. Alright, fine. It's also possible for someone to have a few of the characteristics of narcissism without meeting clinical criterion for full-blown NPD. Three things are necessary for significant and lasting change to occur. 1. Leverage. There must be a meaningful consequence to bring the narcissist into therapy, like the fear of losing a loved one who has had it without losing a job or their status. Therapeutic approach, such as schema therapy, which dives below the surface of intellectual thought, carefully examines and re-scripts the narrative, emotional narrative, the vulnerable child beneath the narcissist's maladaptive masks. A good therapist, someone who does not get overwhelmingly triggered or easily turned by the narcissist, is hard to find. This is basically what my last relationship was like. Some narcissists just may not be willing to change. They might be in a state of extreme denial and unable to admit any faults or wrongdoings. They won't admit to any problems, no matter how small, because they can't tolerate the slightest hint of guilt or shame or fear. So rather than say, I think I need help, they convince themselves they're fine just the way they are. That way they needn't open up to anyone emotionally and risk being rejected or hurt, as they often were growing up. How sad. Yeah, this is the gist of it. This is why this is critical. And literally, like, they won't admit to anything. Won't admit to any wrongdoing, won't work with you at all, just refuse. I was in that relationship. I know what that fucking shit is like. It's horrible. That is absolutely not what's going on here. Not in a million years. Like, she's still inside. I said her after to go in there and write down for me the schedule with my dad today. Ask, because I know that he liked talking to her and she's great with him. And she said, sure. You know, they're kind of New York accent. And I went in there and she's still in there. It's probably, I might go in there and I'll be like, hey, thanks a lot for being so good with my parents, Rachel. Of course, I love them. You know, it's like, she didn't prompt me. Hey, did I do a good job? It might be something I do. It doesn't make me a narcissist. We love each other. We treat each other great. It's very stable. I appreciate that from the outside, this looks like whatever it looks like. And people have their opinions. And those are perfectly reasonable conclusions to draw based on what it looks like from the outside or something. But if you spend any time actually watching us interact, you'll probably change that perspective pretty quick. We're really, really good to each other. And I haven't seen anything to the contrary in the entirety of our time together. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any red flags. J4YCY, yeah. Certainly this thing would say there's no red flags at all. The love bombing thing, because we've got 10 possible things here that are flags, right? Let's go over them. Number 1, everything's way too quick. Everything's always way too quick for me. So, am I always getting involved in a narcissist? No. Having been with one or something equivalent, I can clearly distinguish between kinds of interactions, right? I've only been with one. My first wife was a serial cheater, but not fundamentally a narcissist. My second wife was certainly a normal person. Other relationships were whatever. My last relationship was mind-opening, eye-opening, like, all this shit here, right? Was it way too quick? The last one was slower than this one. And I had time pressures to make a decision because I had financial shit going on. Like, I needed to figure out what I was doing in summer. I wanted to get a person in place to help me with that process. A stupid reason I get into a relationship, move in with somebody, but there you have it. So yeah, this is bullshit. This is not a red flag or anything. It's as much a red flag of true love as it is of a narcissist, so why would you warn people against it? When you're in a bad position, they'll act like your savior. Definitely not the case at all. No such red flag here. Not that I'm in a bad position. I'm not in a bad position. And she doesn't want me to be. They want you to think the best person you've ever dated. This has not happened from her at all, this insulting previous lovers. At all. Keep asking about the crap things in your life. Not at all. She's super happy to be here and finds joy and delight in the things that I do and the way that I am. They keep bringing up your past shit times. Not at all. They're not directly backpedal from what they initially said. She backpedaled on one thing. I understood and agreed with and believed the reason why she did the way she did instead of the other way. And it was kind of an important topic. And she said, I think so, when she should have said, absolutely. And that was one thing that I asked her to backpedal away from. I said, okay, well, let's talk about why maybe you said it that way. And basically, FE has some carefulness heuristics, which involve qualifying statements, making them less definitive, so that they're easier to defend. There's the wrong context to do that. Regardless, it was one comment she backpedaled from. People don't always get everything right out of their mouth first. She uses the wrong words sometimes, but she didn't have a great vocabulary exactly. She said something really funny the other day about a word that I don't remember what it was though. It was on the live stream, I think. She's not giving me gifts. I mean, she does lavish me with attention, but like in a shy, loving, happy to be next to me kind of way, not a manipulative kind of way. The attention I'm getting is not superficial at all. I'm not remotely. She doesn't treat anybody like crap. Something just isn't right. Well, this is a clear metric to judge things on. I mean, these are some specifics here. Did they not take a hint? No, there's no failure to take hints. She also draws her own boundaries in the correct places where I totally have respected and stuff. And are they complimenting you for things that aren't true? No. I mean, there's plenty to compliment. Does that make me a narcissist? I mean, some actual reality acknowledgement there instead of false modesty. It feels absolutely right. 100,000,000,000% right. I don't want her to be at my beck and call. I must look to each other for everything. It's a partnership. And no, that doesn't necessarily make it codependent or something. It's called love, for God's sake. She wouldn't do that, I don't think. But even if somebody was like effing awkward like that, why are you shaming them? This is F.I. Down with F.E. Absolute Valuing, who wrote this article. Obviously. You're experiencing a never-ending cycle of emotions. That nothing feels steady in the relationship. Everything feels steady. One moment you're feeling great, and the next moment I'm also feeling great. And then the moment after I'm feeling even greater. They're skilled manipulators. They'll compliment you. Make you feel amazing. Then they'll put you down. Where's this part? I haven't gotten any of this part from her. Not any of it at all. You know, she's a little bit scared sometimes, maybe. Like a little shy or worried that she's not good enough for me. But I'm worried about that too. I'm worried about I'm not good enough for her. A little bit. But, you know, we just both reassure each other and love each other. And that's it. There's no, there's your insecurity. Let me twist it and use it against you. My previous relationship, she did that all the time. It actually did some damage, I've been discovering. I didn't think it did any damage because I didn't think feelings mattered, I guess. But I guess it did. I feel like bursts of anger at what had happened to me now that I'm in a healthy relationship. I'm with somebody who actually cares for me and loves me and treats me nicely and wants to receive what I want to give. That's the other important thing. It's everybody wants to give certain things and everybody wants to receive certain things, and they're not just universal stuff like love and kindness and respect or whatever. They're more specific. She wants to receive what I want to give. I want to receive what she wants to give. All I want from her is her love, her body, her being. I just want her sitting next to me. I mean, I'm antsy because she's been gone for such a long time. Well, why she been gone for such a long time? Because she's so helpful, and went in there and started a long conversation with my parents, which my dad is just thrilled about because he never really gets to talk to any adults because I just can only handle so much conversation with him, frankly. It's so much fucking, like, now let's talk more about what's coming up and logistics and, I don't mean to nitpick, but, blah, 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 or, that was 1974, I believe, and we were living in blah, 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 and it's hard, so. Anyway, she's a precious, perfect angel. I'm not a narcissist. Hi, Dad.
Let me give you the quick tour, 25-cent tour. Oh, you got another one here, huh?
Another what?